Good afternoon. Today we are working on CO22. I can convert a percentage to a decimal. So we're continuing to work with those percentages. So what is our magic number when it comes to percent? Tegan, 100. Remember, it's that magic number, percent. Centa means 100. So now we're going from a percentage to a decimal. Recall how to convert a decimal to a percentage. Oh, now Mr. Schultz changed around his books. So he said CO49, but really changing a decimal to a percentage is CO19. So change that 49 to a 19 because we switched up the order of our books this year. So recall how to convert a decimal to a percentage, CO19. Because a decimal written to the hundredth place represents a value out of 100, it also represents a percentage. Review converting from a decimal to a percentage with the following values. 0.45 would be what percent, Tatum? 45%, because remember, we are at that hundredth place, so we can go right to the percentage. What about 0.22? Emmett? 22%, because another way of saying that, instead of just saying 0.22, we're saying that 22 hundredths. What about 4/10? Mario? 40%. Because in order to go to the percentage, we need to go out to that hundredth place. So 40%. 1 and 36 hundredths. Audrey? 136%. 18 hundredths. Alexis? 18%. And 6 hundredths. Tegan? 6%. So now to go the other way from a percentage to a decimal, a percentage out of 100 is equivalent to a decimal to the hundredth place. For example, 59% literally means 59 out of 100, or 59 hundredths, or 59 hundredths as in 0.59. So another example would be 110% literally means 110 out of 100, or 110 hundredths. So we know we want to go only to that hundredth place, so we have one whole. So 1.10, 1 and 10 hundredths. So when you say 110 hundredths, it's the same as saying 1 and 10 hundredths. So you know where that decimal point goes. So let me scroll up. We're going to be converting our percentages to a decimal. So if we look at 33%, how would that look as a decimal? Evan? 0.33, because we read that as 33 hundredths, because our decimal goes to the hundredth place, 33 hundredths. What about 180%? What would that decimal look like, Evelyn? 1.8. You could put 1.80, and it's the same value. So 1 and 80 hundredths, or 1 and 8 tenths, they mean the same value. So either way is acceptable. 1 and 80 hundredths, 1 and 8 tenths. Either way is going to be a correct answer. Get out your whiteboards. If you don't have your whiteboard, you're using that white paper that's right before you in the Bible. Shh, quickly, quietly. Okay. We are going to be converting percentages to decimals. All right, our first number, I'm gonna make a list up here. First number would be 27%. You gotta write it bigger if you're using a pencil so I can see it. Okay, so James, be careful, because if I ask for it as a decimal, we don't want to give the fraction answer. You were correct. So just circle just the decimal one. Okay. Hold on. All right, next one. 105%. Good. So I should be writing it down for our friends at home. This was 0.27. This is 1 5/100. Next one. 5%. So I am seeing some of my friends are forgetting a key thing.
Following students come to the office for a message. Claire Anderson, Abby Link, Olivia McMullen, and Kendall Upberger. Thank you.
I want us to remember proper math. Just like we want to do proper grammar, we want to do proper math. When we write our decimal point, what always comes in the ones place? If there's no integer there, we're going to put a 0. So I don't want to see that empty. We're going to practice proper math. So 5% is 5/100. So I am so happy. I'm tickled pink that everybody remembered that 0 in the tens place and nobody put the 5 in the tens place. That happens all the time, and I didn't see anybody do that today. Yay. Our next one, 30%. Okay, I was looking down there, yes. Emily and Ella. All right, so again, good job this time listening to me and putting that 0 in the ones place. It's 30% is 30/100, so some people wrote 30/100. Some people said, hey, you know what, 30/100 is the same thing as 3/10. Miss Gambino said either way is fine because it's the same value. So if you put 30/100, if you put 3/10, either way you are correct. All right, let's do a little review. Time for review. Write each value in the other two forms. So we know fractions, decimals, and percentages now. So now we need to be able to go back and forth between them all because we've done all of these. So if I say 27%, you need to give it to me as a decimal and a fraction. So what would 27% be as a decimal and as a fraction? I want you to see if you can figure out where you went wrong. Wait, let me see yours again. Yeah. But make it proper for you. Thank you, Evelyn. No, you did the same mistake. I have a couple of us that are saying that it would be 1800. What number did I put here? It's a 27%. So some of us jumped right to the problem on our paper, I think, instead of doing the one that I was practicing with us. We're not doing our work as we're doing this. We're practicing. Yes, Luke? You will simplify, yes. Could we simplify 2700? Nope, that one was as simple as it gets. So we didn't have to simplify that one. But if it is a fraction that can be simplified, yes, simplify it. If it can be. So let's do another one. I literally just answered that question. Aiden, I'm gonna ask you to write it bigger, because when I'm standing over here, it's hard to see. Yes. I'm having a hard time with that decimal. Oh, it's a percentage, that was a percent. I was having a hard time figuring out that that was a percent, yes. I need both ways that is missing. So that's one way, that's a fraction. What other way is missing? Yep, you did it right. Yes. No. That would be wrong on the test. Ask yourself why it would be wrong. What's our final step always, Luca? Yes. No. Check your math under simplifying. Check your math under simplifying. Because you were giving me this one, right? Yeah, so think about where is your decimal? Did you give me a decimal? Oh, it is a decimal, so put that in 45 over 1. So what are we gonna divide out? What did you divide out here? So what did you divide by? Yes, there you go. Yes. So if we put this as a fraction, it would be 45 hundredths, 45 out of 100. We're going to divide that by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So always check your simplification. Some of us made mistakes when we were simplifying. So double check that you're simplifying. You're dividing out the same number out of the top and the bottom. It's really easy to make those simple math mistakes. One, it's easy to forget to simplify. So always check that on the test. You're going to have to simplify. So it's easy to forget. 2, double check your math. It's really easy to be overconfident with our math and say, oh, I got this. I know my math facts. I've known them since 3rd grade. I'm good. But we make simple mistakes. So be careful with that. Let's do one more practice. So I did was that one a percent? No, that one was a decimal.
You've done a decimal. Now do a fraction.
So now I need to do a fraction. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna do.
Suspense is killing me. Suspense.
I have to think for a second. Don't distract me. Don't distract me. Don't distract. Let me see. I have an idea of what I want to do. wasn't yesterday, but yes, we have had this. I don't think, oh, maybe it was. So you need to show me the other two ways. If I give you a fraction, show me the decimal, show me the percentage. And there's no looking through your binder. Figure it out. See if you can remember what to do. That is not correct. Yeah. I don't think so. You know what? I should have waited until I double checked this. What's the? Yeah. No. Yes. Yes. Oh, did you have it right last time? Sorry about that. Yeah. Did you show me the other? Remember, you have to show the other two in. Yes. No. I'm not sure. Because that's 60. 60 is not a friendly denominator. Remember, if it's not a friendly denominator, what do we have to do? Aiden? If it's not that friendly denominator, you're gonna divide it down to a friendly denominator. So what could we divide out of 51 and 60? Tatum? A 3. 51 we could divide by 3 and we get 17. 60 we divide by 3 and we get 20. Now we have a friendly denominator, so now we can multiply it up to 100. 5 times 17 is 85. So now we have 85 hundredths. That is easy to turn into a decimal and a percentage. So remember, when you don't have a friendly denominator, see if you can divide it down to a friendly denominator, then multiply it up to that 100. Okay, I threw in a tricky one to remind us about dividing down and multiplying up. Are there any questions on percentages to decimals or the review that we just did? Evan?
Well, I was just looking at them for 104%. Should we make it into a proper fraction?
So what have I been saying about proper fractions, friends? Does it need to be proper when we're doing our converting? No, leave it improper, but you do have to do what to it? Simplify. So you can leave it improper, but you have to simplify it down. So don't turn it into a mixed number. Michael, I need you to stop. Don't turn it into a proper fraction, but make sure you simplify as low as you can go. Okay? For my friends listening at home, we hope you are well, and we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.